and welcome. This is Reverend from The Watchman with 3 Angels Messages. So today I have a question that I want to ask before I can share with this topic with you. What foundation are you built on? What foundation are you built on? The Bible says in the book of Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 20 that we are built on the foundations of the apostles and the prophet, and the Yeshua become a cornerstone. All right. So then, if we are built on the foundations of the apostles and the prophets, well, how should we be believing today? In which way should we be believing? Because today we have followed the man-made doctrine, and we forsaken all those prophets and the disciples, these doctrines. The way they lived, the way they acted, the way they knew God, we have now went far from those things, and we have invented our own doctrine and beliefs. Now, let me also ask you a question. In the time of Yeshua, what foundation was he built on? The answer is simple. If you go in the book of Luke chapter 4, you see that they brought him a scroll to read. Where did he read? In the book of Isaiah, because that was the foundation that was there by then. Even the apostles themselves, they were built on the foundations of the prophets. For they were quoting all the time from the Old Testament. So in this case, we cannot reject or discard the Old Testament, saying that it's no longer valid, because without the Old Testament, we don't have a New Testament. Now, my topic here is just simple. I'm going to prepare a series about this topic, about going back to the roots of the apostles and the prophets, and from this we'll learn a lot of things. So, for example, in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 4, it says, "Hear, O Israel, Jehovah our God is one Jehovah." But in many versions, it will say, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord." You see, this is a contradiction, because if Yeshua quoted that verse in his time, he did not quote according to today's version, but he used the Old Testament. He said, "Hear, O Israel, Jehovah our God is one Jehovah." That's simple and easy. So that's why we need to go back to the old, to the foundations of the apostles and the prophets, and let Yeshua perfect our faith. He will perfect my faith if I can allow him to work on me, work on my faith, and also let me be in him and he in me. So we are built on the foundations of the prophets and the apostles. Simple as that. For example, another clip I'm going to give to you. In the book of John chapter 4, we see a conversation between Yeshua and the woman, the Samaritan. Yeshua told this woman, he said, "For the salvation is of the Jew," meaning as Gentiles, we meant to be copying from where? The Jew. Yes, I understand and I agree with you. There are things that are no longer valid today. For example, circumcision, giving sacrifices. Sure, those things are no longer valid. But there are things that we can adopt from the Jews, or from the, actually no, not the Jews. Let me just clear this one. From the apostles and the prophets that we can be using today. He said salvation is of the Jew. Not only that, in the book of Zechariah chapter 3 and verse 9, we see another thing said that God is willing to perfect, to give us a holy tongue, a pure tongue, that we might be able to call upon his name, Jehovah, and with one accord. So this is just introduction. I will get back to you soon as when I'm done my series. What foundation are you built on? What foundation am I built on? God bless you.